Hello, Kat here. Today I'm going to show you how to quickly assemble this pop-up card. This is in Cricut Design Space. It's really cute for anyone that likes camping. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you how I decorated the outside and the front of this card. Firstly, I cut everything I needed on my Cricut Maker machine. Now I cut cardstock mostly, but for this project I decided to use a little bit of vinyl as well. Now this is going to enhance your projects, but it's super simple and it also saves you a bit of the glue, a bit of the fiddly kind of crafty work. Now with this piece, this is the inner lining of the card. Save the trees because I'm going to use those a little later on. And then you want to save all the inside bits of these letters. You don't need the actual letters, but you do need the inside inserts because they're going to be stuck onto the card as well. So make sure you pick those out, weed them out carefully and put them to one side so you don't lose them. I cut the tent and the top layer of the fire out of vinyl, and you will need a piece of transfer tape, not a very sticky piece of transfer tape for this project. The green piece is the outside part of the card and it has a score line down the middle, providing you remember to put your scoring tool inside your machine, which, as we all know, is something that's easily forgotten. So score it down the middle, fold it in half, and make sure it's a nice clean crease there. You can fold it both ways and use your scraper tool to really get that crease in there. So the inside piece of the card, as you can see, I've now removed all the letters from the bottom there, but these are the middle sections of each of those letters. For a pop-up card, it still folds down the center, but there are opposing cuts in it and opposing folds, and that is how everything pops up. But firstly, you're going to fold it just straight down the center. Be very careful because on some of the more delicate cuts, you can fold the paper and card in the wrong place and create creases that you don't actually need, and it will stop the pop-up working as you would like it to. Now for the magic bit. This is actually easier than it looks. You just want to fold those slits in the opposite direction to the fold. So the way the card would normally fold, stick your finger behind those and fold them. Again, you need to be careful and you want to create clean lines and folds. I'm doing this mid-air because it's closer to the camera, but sometimes it's easier to do it on a flat surface. See, those folds go in the opposite direction. Now I'm going to glue the inside part in, and I use Recollections glue. It dries very quick, it dries clear, but I do put it into these little bottles so that I have a fine tip. I got the bottles from Michael's, I believe, but they do sell them at the dollar store as well, and really useful for delicate, intricate projects when you don't want to get glue everywhere. Remember, less is more with glue. The inside parts of each of those letters that you took out earlier, place them into position and check that they are the right way round, and then grab your glue and glue them into place. There we have it. Now for the fun bit. The pieces that you're going to put on the pop-up card. It can literally be anything. This is a really good base card and you can adapt it in Design Space. You could take the Love You Dad out, put in something else, take it out completely and just keep it plain. It's a really good basic pop-up card to add any of your own images to. However, on this one, we have a tent and we have some trees and we have a campfire. So I have 2 layers of cardstock for the tent, and then the top layer I used vinyl. Now this is partly because of the texture and it's going to shine a little bit and look more tent-like. And another reason is I really like how easily vinyl goes on a top layer. And just use a little bit of contact paper. I find it's not too sticky, and then you're not going to pull anything off of your cardstock if it happens to stick on there. Stick this down and flip it, because when you do it the other way around, for some reason the static will attract to it and might stick in the wrong place. So there we go, push that down, and then you're going to peel the transfer tape back off. this is how you stick it onto your card. This tent goes in the center. And before I put that on, we're actually going to put the tree behind it, which makes it a little easier. And you have two cutout trees here. The one with a tree and a half goes in the center, just like that. The tent goes in the center, and you don't want to put glue on the whole back of the tent. Just put it on the bit of the pop-up card that it's going to stick to. Otherwise, when you fold the card flat, you'll end up with excess glue everywhere. So just the glue on the back right there. The other trees go in front of the tent, just to one side. Now you can put them anywhere you like on this tab. I even actually chopped the bottom stems off a little bit to make the trees a touch shorter. That's just my personal preference. But when you close the card with the trees on, just make sure that the tips of those trees don't stick out of the card. So make sure that it's exactly the right length, especially when you're creating your own images to go on these cards, because it won't fit in the envelope if your image doesn't fit inside the card frame. If you're enjoying today's video, please give me a like and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more of my content. I make all kinds of fun things. Here is the envelope that goes with the card. It's super easy to make. I do it out of pattern paper and the score lines just done by the machine. For the fire, it's 4 layers, and I've got 3 layers of cardstock, and the top layer is of vinyl. So again, I'm using my precision glue. You can use 4 layers of cardstock if you wish. I find with pieces that have lots of tiny little bits, easily lost, tricky to glue down. If you use vinyl, you can pick everything up with the transfer sheet and stick it all down together. You don't lose those pieces, and it's actually a lot quicker. The first time I ever made this card, I put the flames the wrong way round. I didn't really pay too much attention to which way they went. So really do make sure that you're gluing on the right side before you put them together. Fire goes on the first pop-up tab there. It's the only one that you haven't stuck anything onto yet. And again, glue just on the back bit where the fire is going to go, and hold it in place until the glue is dry. That is the inside of the card finished. However, as you can see, there is no design on the front of this card. There isn't any in Design Space, so you really can do whatever you like with that. I actually customized this one for Father's Day, but it works for any kind of event or occasion, anyone that really likes camping. And remember those trees that we put to one side? Well, we're going to use those now on the front of the card. I cut Happy Father's Day out of vinyl, and I'm going to stick that on the front in just a sec. And I can put these trees any way I like. I decided in the end to have one behind the other and then slightly raise the one that is in front. You can use glue, you can use tape, whatever works for you. For this, again, it's completely your design at this point. I have a roll of foam tape and I cut it to size to go behind the second tree. This is going to place the tree a little higher up and appear to be in front of the other tree on the card. Thank you for watching today. Remember to like and subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss any more videos. I'll see you on the next one.